What is up, everyone? We are back here again on the RSP Lounge, another Thursday night with you. I'm super stoked to be here. We're getting closer and closer to the big show coming this June. I hope you guys got your tickets. I hope you guys are ready for the event. It's going to be jam packed with so many different celebrity guests from all over, from Turtles, Power Rangers. I mean, you name it. Our old school TGIF, shows. People from different shows are going to be there. So I'm going to be super excited to also be there and doing this right here, the RSP Lounge live from the stage somewhere within the floor there. But last time I was here with you guys, I was with Kerrigan, who played Goldar. And, today I have someone very special. I haven't been able to ever speak to him. I've seen him at the con. I haven't been able to grab him and put him on stage, but you know what? We're going to do it virtually today. So without further ado, guys, I'm just going to introduce him to you, and then we're going to bring him right over into the screen. Ladies and gentlemen, prepare to be transported to a world of heroism and adventure as we welcome a star who has donned the mantle of courage both on screen and off. Today, we are honored to introduce a man who embodies the spirit of the Power Rangers, Peter Sudarso, best known for his dynamic role as Preston Tien, the Blue Ranger in Power Rangers Ninja Steel, and as Marvin, the Red Ranger in Power Rangers HyperForce. Now, Peter has become an icon of strength and resilience. Done some research on him. His journey to the heights of Hollywood is a testament of the power of dreams and the magic of perseverance. So, ladies and gentlemen, without further ado, let's give a thunderous round of applause to the one and only, the hero of a lot of childhoods and champion of those hearts, the one and only Peter Sudarso. What's up, Peter?
What's up, my man?
Did I
Bro,
did
that
I
was an amazing
did I
introduction.
do you okay
That
there?
was way too much.
Yo, man, listen. I want to make you feel like who you are, brother. You are a star, so I just want
I
to make
appreciate
sure.
that, bro. I am just a normal human being, but I appreciate all that
Yes, listen.
enthusiasm, bro. That was
We
amazing.
we are all normal human beings, but we got to give due to the hard work that we put in,
Thank you,
and
sir. I appreciate that.
so that's why you're here. And I love to have open conversations with everyone that's here on the show. We're just here to have a good time, so that's what we're
Hell
gonna do
yeah.
today. Peter, you're a young dude, man. I'm an old ass man. I'm 40 years old. I can barely move. Everything creaks and cracks. Um, Tell me and our audience a little bit of how you got into Hollywood, your story. How hard was it for you to get into the business? The business is hard as it is,
Oh yeah.
right?
I mean, the industry it's an insane place. It's a crazy career to try to jump into. That's one way to say it. But I got my, I guess, my jump start because my brother actually was an action performer before all this got started. So he's always been like into performing, into stunts, into actually Power Rangers. And
Wow.
how we actually got into the whole Power Rangers scene was through his action performing. He actually used to do the suit performings for like the live action shows.
Get out of here.
Yeah. And that's actually what got us into Hollywood to begin with. Because we weren't shooting to be actors. We were actually trying to be Power Rangers. So the
Dude.
whole thing was just it came through from, I guess, Yoshi's pure determination, and I guess I would say my dumb blind luck and God opening doors.
Yeah. So, you know, what was like your start? When did you start getting into the Hollywood scene?
Right,
Like
right.
what
I
did
didn't fully answer your question.
No, it's okay, man. Listen, this is again conversation, brother.
Right. But yeah, no, Yoshi. He got into the live shows around like 2011,
Hmm.
and during that time, we were kind of like doing background acting.
Hmm.
So we weren't like too foreign with the entertainment industry, but we just had no way of getting auditions or anything. And at that time, we were aware of Power Rangers doing auditions every 2 years. So our gate into entertainment industry was literally every 2 years we would join the open casting of Power Rangers.
Wow.
Yeah, bro. And it started off Mega Force. No. It started off Samurai at first.
Yeah.
And during that time, me and Yoshi were just kind of getting wind of it. We
Mhm.
didn't know how to get the auditions at all. But the people that we knew were all like going in to try out for the audition because Yoshi was like deep into the action community, and everybody who was like an action performer, they wanted to be a Power Ranger as well, you know, because that was kind of like a motivation for a lot of us growing up doing like action and like stunts and stuff. It's like, oh, I want to be like an action superhero, and Power Rangers was, I guess, the most. It kind of felt like this doesn't sound crazy, but it kind of felt like a Ranger Academy was like the X-Men, like the Institute, you know?
Yes.
And if you were to be able to, I guess, find that opening and it's except it's not exactly like pure by blood you become a ranger, you do
Right.
have to like join the application process. You have to run through all the hoops and the circus of the ranger casting because the casting itself wasn't normal by any means. It's like the fans who were part of the casting, they were very deep into casting to the point
Sure.
where it made a lot of the actors who were trying out for it feel almost like a reality TV show. It was
Wow.
it was super interesting. The experience was, even now, like I keep in touch with some of the people that have auditioned from like Megaforce, Super Megaforce, Samurai, Dino Charge, and even
Mm.
Ninja Steel. And a lot of the people who have tried out, if you don't make it, you try out again the next 2 seasons. And a lot of us are called like X Rangers. I
Mhm.
was one of the fortunate ones that eventually broke through. I'm not the only one.
Yeah.
In fact, Brendan was as well. Brendan Mejia, the Dino Charge
Yes.
Red Ranger, he had auditioned for it since Megaforce and Samurai as well. But he had come into it from industry standpoint,
Right.
whereas me and Yoshi came into it from this is the only audition we're gonna get in the next 2 years. So the whole process started around, I would say it would be like I would say mid-February because everything had to get casted before Power Morphicon. And
Right.
Power Morphicon, as you know, is once every 2 years.
Yes.
So it's like the moment that like January rolls around, everybody was like, "Oh shoot, is the casting open?" Everybody check casting networks, check all the other stuff. And the moment that you do, you threw it in the group, and then everybody would be like, "Oh shoot, throw in all your applications." So Megaforce rolled around, and we actually got the opportunity because Yoshi had finally talked to one of the actors. Um, I believe it was Hector. I'm not sure. It was Hector David Jr. because he was doubling him for the live shows. And so for one of
Uh,
the sequences, he came out after the morph sequence because he was one of the helmeted rangers. And so he talked to him, and then he was like, "How did you become a Power Ranger?" And I think the guy was kind enough to actually give him the direction.
sure.
And from that point on, Yoshi was like, he sprinted, you
Yeah.
know. He at that point he was like, "Hey bro, this is the email address that we gotta send it into." And luckily at the time we were prepared. We
Right.
had wanted this for years. We had wanted this for years. So we had been planning, and we were like, all right, if we want to be a Power Ranger, what do you need? You got to be an actor. You got to be an actor. So what does it mean to be an actor? You got to have a headshot, which has to look professional. Because if it doesn't look professional, the casting director will take it and not let you go in the room because they're
Sure.
serious. You know, like this could be a dream, but at the end of the day, you got to be serious about it if you want to be a ranger. And so we sent in our headshots, we sent in our resumes that we semi built up, not even like any real credits, but we did our best. And so we sent it in, and Iris actually responded. And Iris is I don't know if you or the people listening will know who Iris is, but she is legendary
Yeah, she's the legend. Yeah.
yeah, she has casted for Power Rangers for God knows how long, you know.
Since the early days.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
So getting that message, we were like, oh my God, this is real. Whew, you know, okay, let's see what we could do. So then at that point, when we got the casting, we saw the address, we saw the date, and we saw the time. We were like, cool, lock it in. And then from that point on, we started rewatching all the Power Rangers. We started
Nice.
practicing all this stuff. We went in, and for long story short, for Megaforce, we didn't make it, but I actually went all the way to the end for that one. And this might be like a little cryptic, small story and segue, but during that season and that time, I actually got miscasted. I don't know how this happened because I went all the way to the screen test, and at this time, a lot of the fans were like huge on speculation. I do not know how they knew everything. They knew every little detail. Who was inside the room? Who had made it all the way to the screen test? Yeah, dude, it was. But it kind of made it fun for us, as like as because we would audition as actors, and
Sure.
like nobody really cares if you make it to the end. Like nobody cares that like, oh, you were super close to making it to Beast Boy or whatever. Nobody cares. So when we did it for Power Rangers, suddenly it was like, oh my God, we didn't even make it yet, and people care. This is
Right.
what a cool trip,
Yeah.
So during that time, they had gotten wind of it, and eventually I had made it all the way to the screen test, but I didn't get cast to the point where I got the email from Iris saying, "Thank you. This was just down to the mix and match. Nothing
Sure.
against you. You are a fantastic actor, but you will not be making it this year. Please try again." And that's the thing that I was like, "Oh, whoa! Please try again. You got
There it
it."
is. That's the opening.
Exactly. But also at that time, people for some weird reason speculated that it was me who got cast. So they put it up on IMDb along with everybody who was actually cast. I know. And it was at that time it was like the guy who was supposed to be cast was Azim. And for some weird
Yes.
reason, they casted everybody else. And then for Azim's character, they casted me. And I was like, wait, hold up. Is Iris is she like joking with me? Like, is this
Yeah.
a trip? Like am I actually getting like getting cast as a Power Ranger, but they're like going all the way around to like make me surprised? And it turns out that it was just a miss for some reason. Somebody, we still don't know how it happened, but it got turned around. But during that time, people got wind of me, and so the Ranger community was like, "Oh, this kid, Peter Adrian Sudarso, he might be a Power Ranger. Let's keep our eyes on him." And
Sure.
so from that point on, for the next 2 years, the next season was Dino Charge.
hmm
I studied super hard to the point where when Dino Charge came around, I actually had been acting in other serious films, like
Sure.
actually industry roles, because at that point too, it's like when you get into it, you get excited about acting, so you try to go for other opportunities. Dino Charge rolls around. Long story short, me and my brother both get all the way to the end. Screen test again. This one, well, before we got to that point, we actually got cut. we actually
Oh, no way.
second callback, we got cut. But at this point too, I was helping out with casting. So because of that, I begged Iris, and she was like, "Yo, that's super sweet that you're asking all these things, but it's not in my control."
Mm.
Eventually, 2 weeks into producers' casting session, they decided, "Hey, we got an opening. Let's go see the Sudarso brothers." We both got in. We zoomed past. We made it to screen test because we were also on top of being actors. We were more physically inclined. Like
Right.
I'm a break dancer, and Yoshi's he's he is made to be an action hero.
Yeah.
Like that guy, if you've seen him move,
Yeah.
all of his stuff, he's so good, so good. But anyways, long story short, that season he got cast. I did not get cast. So many things that we wanted to do because we at that point too, it's like there was a possibility of the characters being brothers, and
Right. Yeah.
we were like, oh my god, this might happen. Didn't happen. Broke my heart. I was like, Power Rangers is in the past. Fast forward, eventually, Ninja Steel comes around. At this point, I had booked two pilots. I had booked a
hmm
Disney pilot and an NBC. I think it was an NBC pilot. Amazing, amazing stuff. But I was like, I don't know if I want to do Power Rangers anymore. It's like I'm not gonna lie, my ego was like a little
Yeah,
bit.
of course. A little afraid.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm like, bro, these guys, they've seen me 3 years. No, not 3 years. Technically, at this point, it was 6 years, but
Yeah.
three times running. I made it to the end. I have talked to these producers. They know me. They have known me at this point. The casting knows me. And if they want me, they'll let me know and they'll bring me straight to producers. This was my ego talking, of course.
Right.
And my brother was like, hey, man, that's not how Rangers work. You know that. You've been here since the beginning. If you want in, you can't go about it in Hollywood way. You got to do the Ranger thing. And I was like, bro, this is like the 6th year doing this. All right, let's go and let's give it our all, you know.
Sure.
So eventually, talked to them, did the whole casting process again, auditioned 3 times just to get back into the mix at the same speed. Made it to the end, and I don't know if you've this last part of the story you can actually see online. It's live and I feel dissociated to this day talking about it because it's like I don't live a celebrity life. I work at McDonald's, dog. Like actually, I work a day job. I live a very normal life. And sometimes I'll like look it up online and I see like, wow, this is crazy. This actually happened. This is like a freaking novella, you know?
Yeah, it is. Yeah.
Dude, the way that it went down was full on like so when I went all the way to the end, Chip, which is the show producer at the time, amazing guy, decided to write it into the casting process because he knew that the fans watched it kind of like a reality show.
Sure.
So he decided to kind of like orchestrate this thing where it would surprise the past Blue Ranger that I was cast because I was going to be the next Blue Ranger. But to do that, he had to tell me that I didn't get it to make it believable to my older brother that I didn't get it. And I was like, oh my goodness. But at the end of the day, too, it was an amazing story because we were on a set together. We were on a shoot together. And at that time, I had the call, and he was next to me, and he heard everything. He saw me break down, and it wasn't until I was driving home that I get the call that like, hey, actually, you booked it. So it was like crazy story, but it's definitely one of those things that I don't think happens normally. You know, this is not because I am definitely somebody who believes that you should definitely strive for your goals always and push. But also at the same time, I don't want to put out the energy into the world that, well, I guess it's like anything can happen because anything can happen, but not everything can happen, you know? And it's like, do your best, but be okay with every possibility, you know?
Yep.
And if you do ever decide to take on a goal as serious as becoming a Power Ranger, be ready to face as much heartbreak as you can, you know, because it's going to be a long road.
You know, that's a 6 years. That's a long time.
Yeah.
How did you
more
take
than 6 years technically? Because it started before we even got into the audition room. But sorry, I cut you off. What were you gonna say, brother?
No, yeah, that's fine. How do you deal with that? How do you deal with the quote unquote rejection of it all? You know, Hollywood is listen, I work with a lot of people that have made it, haven't made it, and some that are legends in Hollywood, like, you know, and
a lot of Rangers are legends too in Hollywood.
Yes.
That's the thing that people don't realize. It's like
Yes.
people are like, oh, Rangers don't act. I'm like, bro,
no.
They're sleepers and you don't hear about them, but they are killing the game.
Yeah. Did you feel at any point like this is it? I don't want to do this anymore?
Yeah. I mean, I think that point for me was when I got into Hollywood. When I actually got into Hollywood, I was like, my ego definitely kicked in there, and I was like, I don't know if Power Rangers is exactly what I want. I think it was acting that maybe was what I wanted.
What you wanted to do?
My brain went there because it was like I had been rejected so many times.
Yeah.
It was almost like I had to create this shield to be like, I got acting. I don't need Power Rangers.
Right.
But at the time, it was, to be real, dude, it's like Power Rangers was the reason why I got into acting, you know?
Are you and your brother the first brother duo that have
No, no,
been
no.
on?
The Frank brothers were also,
Yes. Oh,
yeah.
yeah. That was the earlier days. Yes, you're
Yeah.
right. JDF and his brother. Yeah,
But
you're
we
right.
are the first brothers who played Power Ranger brothers because we
Right.
also played it in Hyperforce,
Yes.
technically.
Right. Well, HyperForce, it's still a lot of people consider it canon. You can't just like
It's a strange world. It's a
yeah,
strange
it's a
world. That's
super
for sure.
strange role. We do have a question from the audience. Psycho Orange wanted to know: have you read the Boom comics, the Boom
Oh,
Studio comics? I'm a
I'm
huge
a
Boom
huge
Studio
fan,
fan.
dude. It's so good,
It's so
so good.
good.
Black Dragon from Draken Zord is like one of my favorite characters.
Yeah, I
Even
think they've
Godzilla.
done some incredible stuff with the comic books. The way that they continued the stories and they're able to
Okay.
expand the universe is insane. Um, have you been working on anything? Have you stayed in Hollywood? Like, what's new
Oh,
with you now?
for sure. After Power Rangers, I actually got to cross off another one of my goals, which was be inside the DC universe. And thank you. Hopefully more to come with it. Because the show itself that I was on was done, and because
Yeah.
it's done, hopefully that universe is closed and I can play other characters. But yeah, and I got to play Kenny Lee from Supergirl, which is
Yes.
Supergirl's ex-boyfriend.
Yes.
Super cool character. Super, because also at the time, there were plans to make a spin-off. So we were oh my goodness, the possibilities were there, but that's okay. That everything happens at its own time.
Of
But
course.
so there was a possibility that they were going to do a spin-off with me and the young version of Supergirl. Just like doing little superhero stuff in the past. I was like, well, the thing about that was my character could have been, his name was Kenny Lee, and it was it could have been a segue into Kenan Kong, which is the Chinese Superman. So that would have been a cool but again, everything in its own time.
Well, the superhero world is so dynamic, right? DC, Marvel, like you see it expanding and you see it going in so many different directions with so many different characters. There's a time and a place for this. Like you can still throw your hat into things
I
outside
hope.
of Supergirl. Have you stayed? Have you applied for any, or should I say, gone into any auditions for anything new, or have you like put Hollywood behind you?
Oh, dude, everything is still 100% acting. 100%
Love it.
acting.
I love that.
It's just whenever God decides the jobs will be open, that's when I guess more will come out. Yeah.
I love
But
that,
for now,
man.
everything's been a lot more indie works, a lot more
Sure.
indie based.
But the independent film and TV world has been insane. It's exploded.
I love acting indie because it's completely in my opinion, the stuff that you get to do is way deeper. Like the stuff that I've been
Agreed.
doing for Hollywood is like Hollywood doesn't care that I've done Power Rangers. Hollywood,
Right.
I'm like in Hollywood terms, I'm like an ant, and I get ant roles, which I don't think there's any such thing as small roles.
Correct. There isn't, right?
But also at the same time, it's like let me level with you here, bro. When I'm doing Hollywood roles, I just did something for it's the show is called it's with Tim Robbins. I think you should leave. And I
Yes.
just did that recently, and with that, I was like a frat guy. Where, yeah, bro, I was a frat guy who was screaming at him, and I'm like, this is industry, this is Hollywood.
It
But
is.
then on the opposite end, I just did something indie last 2 weeks ago, where it was this time travel character where he's kind of trying to save his dad from getting killed by an assassin, but when he goes through it, you see him come to terms with fate and
Right.
accepting that life is in the moments that we share with people, and not about the obsessing for when it ends, but about the rejoicing for when it was. And
Sure.
that character was like, oh my god, this was such a deep, meaningful character for me to play, and that was
Yeah.
like
That's character
a
building.
music
When
video.
Yeah,
You know,
you literally took a character, built it out. You had such a, from what you're telling me, is an interesting story. You know, you have to really dig deep to find, you
and you
know,
get to with
yes,
indie stuff. That's the beauty of it. It's like, so I think yeah, so I've been doing my fair share. There's been some Hollywood stuff that I've
sure,
done. I've gotten really close to some really amazing Hollywood roles. But again, things will come when it comes.
sure.
And for now, I think I'm kind of enjoying the wave.
Yeah, I
Yeah.
like that for you, man. That's really cool. Now, you know, man, being part of Power Ranger lore, 30 years plus, this thing's a behemoth. People don't understand the power that it holds. Like people watch it,
We
people's,
actually don't even know where it's going.
yeah.
I personally do not. I don't know if maybe we'll hear news this Power Morphicon, but I
I
don't
hope
know
so.
what's gonna happen with Power Rangers. You know,
I
it,
know with 30 years of, you know, like you're embedded into the canon of it. You know, years will go by. This is all digitized. Kids are going to be watching you. Like, does that ever get into your brain that you are now part of something that when people watch Power Rangers, they just don't watch a season, right? Because of streaming, they start at the beginning and go all the way through. And you send these people tend to get into a rhythm where they sense who the character is and who the person is, you know, and they feel something for these people. That's why they're gonna go see you at Rangerstop and Pop in Atlanta
yo,
in
I
June and so
hope.
on. So has that ever like gotten into you, or right now you're just like chill, like, man, this is great, I was a part of Power Rangers, or has it been something where you thought about like, man, you and
Bro,
your
it
brother are
blows
both
my
going to be in
mind.
this?
It blows my mind. To be real with you, it blows my mind. On the day, like I said, on the daily, I live a very outside of that world life. Yeah, it's just a very outside of that world life, and I guess the when when I think about it, it's insane because like Ninja Steel is still on Netflix.
Yes.
It's Netflix.
Yeah,
That's like that's crazy to me. It's like, oh my goodness, I'm on Netflix. What the
yeah,
heck? You
I know.
know? Because it's like I don't know how to explain it, but I just life is very real. There are bills to pay. There
Yes,
are
yes,
work to be done. You know, and it's like,
yes.
and when you live life like that and you see stuff like that, you're just like, whoa,
It's also
whoa.
inspiring for a lot of other people that want to be actors and stuff like that. You know, like no role is a small role. You work your ass off to get there, brother. You know what I'm saying?
Well, I'm also very blessed. I'm very blessed. Power Rangers was my first big role, and Power Rangers came because the people who were there were amazing. I mean, Iris knew who I was, and she could have said no to me auditioning after the first
Sure.
time. You know what I mean? It's like at the end of the day, it's like you can't. I cannot take the credit for trying super hard. The producers were willing to see me these many times when they could have said no, meaning
Yeah.
they were open to me growing, you know, as an actor, as an artist. And yeah, when I look at that stuff, I really cannot credit myself, and I'm just super thankful, and I'm hoping to try to find other opportunities where I can uplift other people in that same way, and also find opportunities for myself, because I think those moments come very often, and yet I think most people don't try to look for those moments because it's outside the realm of possible. That's why I was saying earlier, it's like anything is possible,
Yeah.
but not everything is possible, if that makes sense. You know
Yeah,
what I
we got
mean?
a few, and we have a few minutes. Have you done the voice acting world? Have you gotten into that?
I'm trying to crack into that right now, and
That's a great world to be in right now. Are you a fan of X-Men? You seen what they're doing with X-Men 97?
bro, it's so good. Bro, okay, bro. I just for voice acting, I just got so close to the dream role, man.
Oh my
So
god.
close. I just got a call back. Well, not it wasn't recently, but a while back, I got a call back to do Aang, the voice of Aang. Yeah,
Yeah?
but it didn't happen. The guy who ended up getting it was a singer, and I'm like, that makes sense. He's
Sure.
got an airy voice, you know.
Yeah.
But when I got the call back, I was like, whoa, I could be the Avatar.
Yeah.
You
Yeah.
know?
Dude, you know
But
what's
hey,
crazy? It's like this world is ginormous. You got DC is always putting out films, and now My Life as Superman or whatever that is. That show's insane. Like I said, X-Men '97. They're exploring even more shows to do from the
oh
'90s. Like
yeah, yeah,
there's so many roles out there.
yeah.
You
And
know,
hopefully I can create some of my own. Someday, hopefully I can make my own universe where I can put people that I think are super awesome into those roles too. You know?
Yeah, man. Are you exploring your own independent film world where you can possibly direct or produce
I'm looking into it.
things?
I think that's one of the biggest things
That's
about
so awesome.
jumping into the indie world is if while you're there you realize production is it's such a beautiful art, and the way
Beautiful.
that everything is moving is it's becoming actually very accessible for the normal human being to become a creator, and it's amazing, and that's like yeah, I'm trying to create a lot of things.
I'm glad you said that because you're right. This medium here, like me being able to say it with you, this wouldn't existed 10, 15, 20 years ago.
Oh my
So
God,
now,
no.
now that
Oh,
we
with
have
this great
this medium,
overlay that you have, you know, it's like
yeah,
everything is working. You got
everything is
a
here.
scrolling thing at the bottom. It's fantastic. It's like watching a TV show, you know?
Yeah, dude. It's like, we are in a world now where your cell phone takes incredible video. It's insane. People are creating videos, should I say movies, on these phones with, they get the right gear, they shoot it the right way. People will never know that you're using the gear that you're using because that's how far along we've come.
Yeah, and that's actually the one of the most exciting things about where Power Rangers is going, in my opinion. I feel like it's if things don't start to get created more, the fans are definitely taking powers into their own hands. So
Sure.
hopefully, yeah, like DJ the battle for the grid, not battle for the grid.
Yes,
Full line
yes.
of the grid.
Legacy Wars, Battle for the Grid. There's two different games. Yeah.
Those are the games. I meant to the web series. The the actor for Andros, Christopher Kim Lee.
Oh, I know what you're talking about. Yes, yes.
Yeah, yeah. So there's actually a bunch of like different things that are coming out online where you're seeing it and you're like, oh my gosh, this is amazing. Give
All
it a
these
couple more
people.
years with
Yeah.
the new technology, you will not be able to tell this from Power Rangers, the TV show. You know.
Last question from me to you before we get out of here. And ladies and gentlemen, I just want to put it out there. If you guys haven't liked this video, make sure you hit that like button. Make sure you follow it if you're new here. If share it with all your friends, and make sure that if you are heading over to Rangerstop and Pop in Atlanta this June, get your tickets. They're kind of selling out quick, and so is the hotel. The hotel is getting packed, so make sure you guys get your hands on that.
Oh, let's go.
Final question for you, Peter, is if the world of, from what I'm hearing, of Power Rangers is rebooted, and we're looking at a future 30 more years of Power Rangers, will you put your name in the hat again?
100%. Not
I
only
love that.
do I want to put my name in the hat, I would like to hopefully move up in the ranks.
Hell, that's where you
You
need to
get
go,
what I'm
dude.
saying. Yeah, you
Yeah.
get what I'm saying. I would like to. When I was on the show, I actually pitched couple scripts, to none of them were taken because there would be a conflict of interest if one of the actors became one of the main writers for the show at the time of, especially with no experience. But that being said, I have been racking up experience, and I think someday soon I would like to at least be a creative director on the show, you know,
I love
to,
that.
to lead, hopefully make it a bit more fan centric in terms of the show where I can meet the child expectations, but also the adult show expectations.
Yes, I love that, and I hope that that's where the new seasons are going,
I agree.
with a little bit more of an adult twist. Peter, where can the fine people of the intro web find you?
I am on Instagram at Peter S. Adrian, and I think that's pretty much it. I use Twitter and I use TikTok, but not really. So
Yeah,
just
same here, man. I'm an old soul. I like Instagram. That's where I'm sticking. You guys can follow me. You see the little crayon at the bottom saying all the good stuff. But you guys can follow me at Alexis Cardoza over on Instagram. You can hit the link in bio, and you can find absolutely everything else that I'm working on and everything that's happening in the world around me. Peter, I don't want you to go anywhere. When we end stream, you'll see an outro play, but make sure you don't go anywhere so that we could say our goodbyes behind the wall. I was gonna say paywall. No one's paying for this. Behind the wall. You know, and once again, everyone, please hit up Rangerstop and Pop on Instagram. Get your tickets. Go to rangerstopatlanta.com. Check out the hotel. The hotel's beautiful. The Omni Hotel in Atlanta is gorgeous. Peter's going to be there. I can't wait to meet you face to face, sir, and hopefully grab you and put you up on stage and maybe chat it up there a little bit differently. Ladies and gentlemen, thank you once again for watching. My name is Alexis Cardoza. I was here with Mr. Peter Adrian Sudarso. I say it with a Hispanic accent, so that's just who I am, everyone. Thank you again, and stay tuned to my Instagram because I will let you guys know who I'm having in 2 weeks here. You probably could see them because I already scheduled it. So if you guys go into Rangerstop and Pop on YouTube right here where we're at right now, you can see who it is. All right, guys. Thank you so much, Peter. Thank you again. Love you all for sticking around with me. See you guys.
Peace.